If you have a static website, it is possible to host it 100% free of charge with no degradation in performance. For example, this website right here is hosted on Cloudflare Pages, loads in 0.4 seconds, and is completely free. But what the hell is a static website anyway? Well, a static website simply means that it always has the same content. There's no dynamic functionality like switching languages, there's no login or register forms, or the ability to show you the most recent Instagram posts. You set it up and it always shows the same content without the ability to update itself. But for most people, this type of solution is still awesome because the website looks great, it loads fast, best of all, it is completely free. So, if you want to get started, the very first thing you're going to need is a program called LocalWP that will allow you to create a WordPress instance using your computer as a service, where we'll be able to create the website using it as a website design tool that's hosted on your computer. So, go to localwp.com, and once you're there, click on the Download for Free button. Choose your operating system, in my case I'll use Windows, enter your first name and last name, choose your organization, really doesn't matter, and enter your email. Then click Get It Now and it should download the files to your computer. Once the download is done, run the setup and install it on your user. Click Next, select your location and hit Run. Then your application should be installed. Then it's time to launch LocalWP, and using it we'll be able to design our website. To get started, click the plus button on the bottom left corner to add your local site. Select Create a new site and click Continue. Now enter your website name and click Continue again. This website name really doesn't matter for what we're doing here. After that, you should see your environment settings. If you're a beginner, leave this on Preferred. But if you want to choose an Apache server or a different version of PHP or MySQL and you understand what that means, you can change it with the Custom tab. But the preferred option is completely fine for what we're doing here. Now enter your WordPress admin username and password and click Continue. This should automatically set up your local WordPress environment that we'll use to create and design our website. Keep in mind that at this point, you're still using your computer as a local server, so you will need to give some firewall permissions to the program for the site to work. But later down the line, we'll move it from your computer to a free server, so you don't have to worry about any security issues. Now, what you should be seeing is pretty similar to what you'd expect from a hosting provider that you paid for. Just click on the WP admin and you should be in the WordPress admin login panel. Enter your admin details and you're in. The next step would be creating your website. To do it, you can use any free template or theme provided by WordPress. My personal favorite ones are Blocksy and Astra because they look good and they load fast. And I use Elementor as a website builder tool. For this tutorial, I'll be using Blocksy together with Elementor, and I'll show you how to design your site the fast and easy way. First, click on Appearance, then add New Theme, and search for the Blocksy theme. Hover over it and click Install. Once it's done installing, click Activate and you should see a recommendation to install the Blocksy Companion plugin. Let's do that right now. Once it's installed, you can head over to your starter sites and choose your template. This is a pre-made design with all of the demo content already ready for you to use. In my case, I'll use Renovation. To use it as your own, click on Import, then Next, choose Elementor as your website editor, as it's easier to work with than Gutenberg. Now Blocksy will install all of the required plugins and load in the demo content, so you don't need to do anything yourself here. Once the installation is over, click on View Site, and then you should see your live website in action, together with the WordPress toolbar at the very top. To edit your site, click on Edit with Elementor, and this is where all of the editing will take place. Keep in mind that sometimes you might need to recreate the Elementor kit. It's really simple process, just takes a few seconds, and then you'll be able to go into the Elementor editor to change the content of your website. Now, I won't go into very specific details on how to style every single little bit of this website and design it to your needs, because everyone has different needs and I simply can't incorporate all of them into this video, but I will give you the very brief laydown on what you should expect and how to use each and every tool. In essence, Elementor is a no-code editor. You can click on any object and change the text. You can fully customize the pictures or icons. Basically, everything can be edited and customized, like moving the different sections around or deleting unwanted elements altogether. So you can go into any page you want, click on Edit with Elementor, and using just your keyboard and mouse, you can change and style every single piece of content you see on your website. However, there's some exceptions to this. There are the header and footer areas that basically are static throughout the whole website. Once you make changes to them, they automatically update on every single page, so you don't need to go into every page and edit the header and footer separately. To edit these, you need to go into the Customize area, where you make global changes and they'll update throughout the website automatically. So if you want to make changes on the pages, use Edit with Elementor. If you want to make changes to the header and footer area or the menus, use the Customize button. Now, before you get fully invested into designing your website, you also need to think about your website optimizations. There are several ways to optimize your website, but since we're currently using Apache, the best and easiest way to do it is go into Plugins and search for the WP Optimize plugin. Install it and activate it. Then in the Plugins tab, click on Optimize, select all of the database optimizations, click on Run all optimizations, then head on over to Images and choose your image compression settings. Make sure to turn on this conversion to WebP, as it does optimize your images a whole lot by changing the format from JPEG, PNG to WebP, which is much lighter. Then click on Cache and click on Enable Page Caching. And at last, click on Minify and enable Minify. This optimizes the code, which is important as you need your code to be as efficient as possible for your files to load fast. Once you've set this up, you can fully invest yourself and work on the design of your website. Make sure that the content is right, that the images are right, and everything looks exactly like you want for it to look. For this tutorial, I'll just keep it simple and I'll imagine that this template is how I want my final website to look. But of course, for you, a lot of text editing and image editing and like page sections are need to be changed for the website to represent your business the best it can. Now, before we export your website from your computer to a free server, do a quick double check. Make sure that everything is working as expected, there are no grammatical errors, and everything is as it should be. Because to make any changes after this point, you'll need to export and upload your files all over again. It's a bit of a hassle. Now that you've made sure that it's all finished and working correctly, we'll make our site static. Head on over to Plugins again, add a new plugin and search for Simply Static. Click on Install and activate this plugin. Then click Settings, head on over to Deploy and choose the directory you need. If you're going to use GitHub, you can connect it to GitHub directly, but as I'll be using Cloudflare Pages for this tutorial, I'll just download it as a zip file. Click on Save Settings and Generate Static Files. This will take a while, and after a while is up, your website files should be ready to download. If you want to see the process in action, click on the activity log and you should see how many files are currently fetched and what's the status and when it's ready. Then in the same log, you should be able to see the created zip file, so just click here to download it. Now that you have your static files, all that's left is just to upload the files to Cloudflare to be able to access them worldwide, because these files are your website. To do this for free, head on over to pages.cloudflare.com. This is where we'll get our free server from, and sign up. Then on the left, you should see a group of options under Workers and Pages. Hit Pages and upload your website files. Then enter your project name and upload your zip file. After your upload is done, click on Deploy Site. Once this process is complete, your website will be available completely free of charge at this domain name. However, don't be alarmed if you see an error at first. It takes around 10 to 15 minutes for everything to connect and start working properly. However, the biggest issue is the domain name. It's not really usable as a business name, and unfortunately, there's really no way to get a good name for free. But there are ways to do it very, very cheap. If you would visit Hostinger.com, they sell .com names for 2 years for $22, which is around 90 cents per month. Obviously, a .com name is pretty much the best you can get. But there are also options like .xyz, which are even cheaper. For example, Porkbun sells .xyz domains for $2.04 for the first year. So that's like 17 cents per month. That's pretty much as cheap as you'll get. And obviously, I'll leave coupon codes for both of these providers in the description down below, because if there is a way to get them cheaper, I will make sure it's in the description. And keep in mind that Hostinger sells more than just domain names. You can actually get web hosting plus a domain name plus email services like a business starter package for just $2.24 a month, allowing you to host more than a static website and even use the website creation tool for free. I highly recommend this option if you're serious about your business and you want to upgrade somewhere down the line. But for this tutorial, I'll go with the cheapest option we have available and buy the Emit.xyz domain name for 17 cents a month. To attach this name to our free website, we'll need to go into the custom domain option within the Cloudflare Pages dashboard. Next, click on the Set up a custom domain button and type in the website name you bought. In my case, it's emitbun.xyz. Once it's finished loading, click on Begin DNS Transfer. Now you'll need to type in your domain name again and choose the Quick Scan for DNS Records option. Obviously, Cloudflare will have some paid plans available, but choose the free plan. And once the DNS scan is over, simply click Continue to Activation. At this point, Cloudflare will ask you to copy-paste 2 name servers, so your domain name points to the Cloudflare servers. This does several things for us. 1. Instead of traffic going directly from your IP to the website server, it stops at Cloudflare servers, where it will get encrypted. Additionally, if there's ever a situation where your website is overflowing with traffic, Cloudflare will help to manage that traffic and keep your site online. And of course, it will link the emitbun.xyz domain name to the files on our server, so once users type in this name, they will see the website that we've created. Now, to create this link, just find the NS or name server editor in your domain registrar and copy-paste the 2 values Cloudflare gave you while deleting anything that was there previously. It will take around 10 to 15 minutes, again, for the DNS to propagate and start working. You'll know it's done once you refresh the page and see this green success message pop up. At this point, all that's left to do is go back to your Worker and Pages section, click on Custom Domain, add the domain once again, and activate it. It'll take another 2 to 3 minutes, but you'll eventually see this. Now you can visit your newly bought domain name and it will load the files we've created, essentially creating a free website for you. And it's incredibly fast. That's designed professionally and uses a custom name, all for, well, okay, not free, but 17 cents a month. That's pretty good. Not to mention you get an SSL certificate and some of the best security practices included, also free of charge. And keep in mind that this website speed is seriously something even paid, professionally made websites can't beat. The downside, of course, is that if you want to make any changes to your website, you need to do the changes on your local WP version of the website. Then export the zip file again and upload the new zip file to Cloudflare Pages so the files update. There's no way to dynamically update the files. If you want a simpler editing process, email functionality, and dynamic functionality, I highly recommend you upgrade to a cheap web hosting provider as soon as you're ready for it, like the one I've recommended in the description down below, which is Hostinger, as you will be able to keep all of your progress because Hostinger will allow you to just upload the same zip file and have the same website. But that time you'll be able to edit it directly from Hostinger and with a click of a button, update your website with the new design and have all of the extra features available. Anyways, I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. My name is Emit and good luck creating your websites.